Hi everyone, my name is Tree, and today I'm going to be discussing my favorite doll of all time. So, um, it's hard to begin to talk about Moonglow. Basically, Moonglow was a character that was created by Hallmark for the TV series in its last run of the show. It was a doll that was created by Stephanie Iskander, who developed the doll as part of the Dress Up Doll series that came in the third wave of Generation 1. The doll was only ever released to the public in the country of Germany. And in the country of Germany, her name was Sandra Silbermann. To this day, it's still quite difficult and challenging to find Moonglows in the vintage doll form, but after years of searching for her, I acquired Moonglow through the help of my dearest friend who lives in Europe, and her name is Rosa, and she has been my Moonglow guardian angel, really. And you can find Moonglow on eBay in the United States. The only issue is that oftentimes they're very heavily marked up. A lot of the sellers are based in Europe, and those come with rather exorbitant shipping fees. So a Moonglow as a US citizen can run you up $500-$600 on eBay, and the quality ranges a whole lot. And I'll point out the things that are often missing from a vintage Moonglow doll and things that you should keep an eye out for. But along with that, you're paying sales tax and you're paying 55 euros in shipping if it comes from Germany. So let me start with this Moonglow. This Moonglow I acquired obviously from Germany, and I have friends that would be kind of the middle person that would ship them to me because a lot of the German sellers will not ship to the United States. So this Moonglow came from Bensheim, Germany. That is her provenance. And I'd say this is probably my best condition Moonglow for several reasons. And the thing that you should note is that the belt has the original crescent moon shape fully intact. The sticker that comes with Moonglow is very, very fragile, and the edges will fray and start to peel, and young children will often disabuse and abuse the sticker such that they wear and tear over time. And a lot of the Moonglows will have no sticker of the crescent on the belt, and the ones that do, it's quite partial. So what you'll find is a lot of, let me remove the stand here so that I can hold it better. What you'll find is a lot of people have a replacement sticker. And this Moonglow has all of the original parts. So her hair is in exquisite condition. What you do with Moonglow and any doll in the Rainbow Brite vintage collection is you have to comb the doll out with a comb that looks like this. So you can see some of the strands. You have to get the Dress Up Doll comb, and I'll have a whole nother video about that. But it's perfect for Moonglow because it is perfectly shaped for the width of the yarn. So you get a perfect smooth glide here when you are combing out the hair. So Moonglow has dramatically long hair, and her hair is tied in a very cute updo. And this is the second thing that you're looking for when you're looking at for the value of a Moonglow. Does it have the original ribbon? And the ribbon is distinctive because it has a small ridging on each edge of the ribbon, and it's this very pale pink, almost lightly aqua color that mimics the beautiful color of her dress. So you look at the hair quality, you look at the ribbon to make sure it's the original ribbon, you look at the moon belt to make sure that the crescent moon is fully there. The next thing that you're looking up is very obvious. Does she have her original boots? So the dress-up doll boots are stitched in such a way that is very distinctive, and it's hard to perfectly mimic them. Some custom designers do a very good job, but they never fit just right. And these moon boots, I think that's what they're called, are perfect. They are loose, so they can be removed easily, and they fit her in a way that makes her very proportionate. So original boots is another thing that you're looking at. The next thing is you're looking at the quality of the skirt. So if there's been exposure to water, it's like you see that it's semi-translucent. You can see my finger through it. And this isn't the perfect dress, but it is in very good condition. I always say that I think German children never knew how good they had it because they had access to Moonglow. And she's my most beloved character from the show because she has this ethereal, almost like otherworldly presence to her when she showed up in that episode called Rainbow Night. And there's something also kind of unique about Moonglow. I think that the quality and the coloration of the face is slightly different in the lip for each Moonglow. This one has a very bright, almost neon pink lip, and she has very little blush, and the eyes are just really cute. And what you'll see is the eyebrows are slightly different too. They're almost purple and very thin. I guess the last thing on the Moonglow checklist, besides checking for all of the parts and the quality of those parts, is to make sure that the tulle, this almost like translucent, very breathable fabric that is part of the frilly top sleeve and the upper skirt, is not disintegrating. You see a lot of times there's a lot of withering quality to this fabric that lays on top, but this is almost as good as I've seen it, right? So this is the Moonglow from Bensheim, Germany. And I'm gonna lay her down and I'll show you the first Moonglow that I got, and we can compare the difference. Oh, back to the Bensheim Moonglow. You'll notice that the under part of the moon underneath the sticker, it's a slightly beige color. Some of them are white, some of them are beige, almost brownish in tint, but they're always stitched vertically on both sides. Okay, so the next Moonglow that I will show you was the first Moonglow that I got. And this came through my friend Rosa, as I mentioned. And this Moonglow is from Dergerlach, Germany. And she does not have the original ribbon. I found this ribbon at the craft store and I thought it was shimmery, translucent, and beautiful. And the quality of the belt is not as good as the first, but still quite good. I'd say 95% of the moon are there. The tips are frayed. And this also has almost a yellowish under part of the moon, but slightly more white than the beige one that I just showed you. The hair is quite nice. Let me show you the hair. I think the styling of this hair is actually truer to form of the original doll than the other one, because I think I was playing around with the other one. I think the bottom part of the updo, the under part of the hair, is supposed to be very, very thin, and then there's a huge cascading of hair in the updo. But the hair is very nice, and the face is nice. You see that the painting is slightly more muted. The lip is less prominent in pink than the Benshine Moonglow. And I don't know whether these are regional differences or just exposure to sunlight, but I will show you one Moonglow that will make you think. So the Durgalok Moonglow has the boots. It is looser than the other one, as you'll notice. Let me take her off the stand so I can hold her properly. I think the running thing about Moonglow that I said to some people, and some people will agree, it seems as if their body are a little bit plumper, fuller, juicier than the other dress-up dolls. I don't know whether that's a manufacturing difference, but she's quite full, such that you oftentimes find that she is impossible to close up on the back. The Velcro almost never stays, and I love that for her. So the hair quality is very good. The dress, you see, when it becomes this kind of like less glistening, almost more matte looking, that shows that it's been a little bit more exposed to the elements. I want to remove the dress to show you the jumper, but it's very similar to the Tickled Pink and Dress Up Rainbow Brite. This one is the aqua turquoisey satin, no trim really difference at the bottom, but it does have this beautiful lilac colored trim at the top. And the colors in Moonglow is out of this world. There's this light lilac, this true pink, and it runs parallel with her boots, and it has this pearl color with very, very faint light blue thread. She's just phenomenal, and even her eyeshadow has the purple that is, you can see echoing in her eyebrows. Did I say eyebrows twice? Her eyelash, kind of like the lid of her eyes are also lilac, which is quite lovely. So one thing I want to show you now is Stephanie Iskander's original drawing of Moonglow. I think this was a recreation. I don't think she has the original sketch anymore, but it's basically very similar to this. Moonglow was actually conceptualized with white hair, and the aesthetic, so I've heard, is supposed to be almost iridescent and translucent, just as ephemeral and light as the night sky. So that's why this illustration by the creator herself has the nighttime sky. And I got this signed by Stephanie at one of her talks at the Houston Toy Museum, and I love that. So because Moonglow was originally conceived with white hair, I had Jay Mackenzie, who was just on this channel, create a custom for me. And look at this. This is with super long hair. Super long. This is baby yarn that I sent Jay, and he rooted a Moonglow. And I can tell you, there was some apprehension about it, because how can you basically destroy a Moonglow? I hate to use the word destroy, but reinvent a Moonglow to create this custom. Look at how completely long and luscious this hair is. It goes all the way down to her boots. Look at this. I want to show you. I'll hold it at the side. It goes all the way down to her boots, and I wish you could see how shimmery this hair is. It glistens because it's I think the strands are embedded with this sparkly glitter. And to be honest, this Moonglow was not in the finest condition, which is why I was comfortable sending it to Jay to reroute. He did such a miraculous job of repairing this Moonglow at all. He affixed a new crescent because she didn't have one. He basically unfurrowed and rejuvenated this upper tulle skirt and cleaned the boots, which were a hot mess. And then it's the same ribbon as before, and he cinched the headband. But one of the things I wanted to call out is that Jay did not paint these lips. These lips were original to the doll, and it's a light pink color, almost white, which gives her this fairy goddess-like presence that I love. And Jay did add a crescent moon emblem on her cheek, because I think that is quite similar to what Stephanie had originally conceptualized. So this is the custom white hair Moonglow. And I want to do a side-by-side with the Ben Charm Moonglow. So you can see how cute they look. One of the things I don't have is I don't have the original peach color comb. And I really hope to acquire it someday because it is the 5th of all 5 dress-up doll combs that are out there. And we'll talk about that in another video, but I just wanted to use this video to fully devote the time, energy, and space to my favorite doll, the Moonglow. And I hope that this has been informative to you guys and that you enjoy looking at her, and hopefully you'll be able to get one of her yourself, either through eBay or connections with German friends. I would say just really make use of the Rainbow Brite community, the message forums, the Facebook groups. There's amazing, well-knowledged people out there who are just experts in their field, and they're able to help. And I count my blessings every day that I have met such good friends, including Rosa, that have helped me procure these beautiful creatures. So what do you think of Moonglow? I love her.